This is my Ammaco Monte Carlo 8-speed vintage road bike. I've had it for about 2 years. Bought it for 15 quid off my mate. It's been living in my room for about 1.5 years. The bike I just replaced it with up in the wall was my last single speed project, and I'll put a link to that video in the description. I got these two really cool wheels off Facebook, £30 a couple of months ago, and now I'm going to put them on and see what they look like. Although the colourway of the wheels does match the rest of the frame, I'm going to spray them. But right now I'm going to take all the parts off, like the derailleur, that I don't actually need for the single speed. Now I'm going to take the crankset off, give it a nice wipe down, clean it as best as I can for now, and then take the inside chainring off. It turned out the two chain rings were riveted together, whereas I thought they were Allen key thread inserts. So I took them to my girlfriend's dad's workshop, and he used an air die grinder to grind them off, and then a cone drill bit to get the bits out. Now I'm going to polish the cranks up. This one I couldn't get off the bike, it's probably stuck on there, so I'll have to do it as it is. Just polished up the left pedal and the left crank using auto style metal polish. The crank doesn't look as shiny as the pedal, but a lot of progress with little effort. I've just cleaned this side mainly and all the bits underneath and all in the corners everywhere. Now I'm going to take both the brakes off and the handlebars. Finally got the forks separate from the stem. This bit was absolutely rusted solid in their forks, so I could not get it out at all. Now I'm going to take the grip tape and the brakes off. All the grip tapes off, came off quite nicely. Did leave a few marks as expected. My original plan was just to put a bit of grip tape around the bottom of the jog bars, but as they're covered in rust, if I can't get them off, get the rust off and polish it, I'll have to completely wrap it. I just started polishing one side of the bars. It's looking a lot better. I haven't bothered getting the rust off the bottom because that's where I want to put the grip tape. This is what it was like before. Lots of rust all the way around it through gaps in the grip tape. It's coming off very nicely. Just finished everything I need to do with these parts. I've cleaned the forks up and I've cleaned the head tube. I'm now going to put it all back together. I've wiped all the dirt and the old grease of the headset. Chain arrived. I have a feeling it won't be long enough, but I do have some spare links, which are half link, and hopefully, that's quite nice. Happy days. Admittedly, the chain does look gold, but it's just the sheer amount of grease that's already on it. Hopefully it fits, please fit, please do the right length. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yes! So a little update, I've got my Innertubes, which look pretty cool. Have to get the extra long valve, obviously with the deep dish rim. I've got my grip tape. I took the bars to work yesterday and taped them up on my lunch break. Could have been done a bit better, but I'm happy with it. But one thing I do love is all the marks on the bars from where all the rust was. I think it looks really cool. I'm now about to spray paint the rim and the spoke nipples. I've taped up the spokes. Hello Marley. Painting them black. It's a bit windy outside. Hello Maverick. It's a bit windy outside, but I can't be asked to wait anymore. I really want to paint them. Just finished spraying the wheels. They could do with another coat, but out of the 2 cans I had, I only had about a total of half a can of paint in them. They're a bit rough. Got a couple of lumps on each wheel, but I'm pretty happy with them, to be honest. Very happy with those. It's amazing what a tiny bit of polish can do. This one looks so much better. Shame they're really scratched up. The wheels are looking sweet. I've just got to put the quick release back in and then take the masking tape off. Finally got all the tape off. It was a very messy job. Me being me, I put it on a very awkward way and it was very hard to get off. It did leave quite cool marks on the spokes though, so it took some of the paint off, which I'm not bothered about because I don't really like the colourway on the spokes, but I'm very happy with them now. I think the last thing I've got to do is stick the bar ends in, but annoyingly, just like in my last bike project, they don't fit. But someone commented on my last video saying if you wrap a bit of old Innertube around it and then put it in there, it should stick. So I'm going to give that a try. Both bar ends are sitting in there very nicely. I'd like to say it's finished, but it's not. I took it for a ride and well, it's a lot harder to stop than I thought it would be. So, I'm going to have to put a brake on it. I bought these I do need whatsoever. These, turns out, don't fit. They're just not going to fit on there nicely at all, and they look cheap and crappy, but they were only like £2. So, I'm going to put one of those on, the old brake lever, and have it on there, which I think would look quite cool once I polish it up. And get the old front brake on there. I'm now going to polish these two up and clean them and get them on the bike. I'm not going to film much of it because this video is starting to get quite long. Both of them polished up. These are the new clean, these are the old dirty. Just rewrapped this side of the bar. I'm not going to lie, I've done a much better job than I thought I would. I try to keep it as level as possible with the one behind, but it's quite hard. But I think that looks alright. It's certainly different, that's for sure. Got the brake on as well. All I need to do is put the cable on. I bought this support stand when I bought the bike stand, and it's coming very handy. What it does, you can adjust the size and the length, and it stops the bars, the front end, from moving as you're working on it. put a bit of cloth there to stop it from scratching on the frame. All sorted, and I honestly couldn't be happier. I did think it was going to look quite weird with this kind of brake lever, but it's different and I like it.
I gotta smile and say I hope you're feeling